I might not feel rich yet, but I definitely am feeling 22. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Transfer Tuesday, not only because this is being filmed on a Thursday instead, but also because the Tuesday that this was supposed to go out on is actually my birthday, so I am officially 22 years old, which feels really old and really not old at the same time. In any case, a very special welcome back to the 12% or so of you who are subscribed. And if you're new here, I'm Raymond, a software engineer on the path to financial independence and retiring early, and I've managed to accumulate over $72,000 worth of net worth. If you'd like to follow me on my journey, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, so thank you so much in advance. Without further ado, let's dive into the numbers of how much I earned, how much I spent, and where that money is going for the first half of the month of February. Starting with my income, the 401k has finally kicked in terms of the increased contribution from 35 to 38% of my pay. So $1,386.53 is going to my 401k for this paycheck period. My HSA has not changed, and that's going to stay at $131.25 for this paycheck period. Finally, because I added more into my 401k, I take home less. In this case, I am taking home $1,657.46. In total, I am taking home $3,175.24, which is a little bit less than before in terms of the actual cash, but that's because I am trying to front load my 401k so that I can max out the pre-tax portion as soon as I can so I can get to the good stuff in terms of the after-tax contributions. Of course, I still have to pay my bills, so let's start with the biggest item on the list, which is rent / insurance / all the things that come with having to live in the US. In this case, I spent $1,579, same as last month, for my rent as well as some amenity fees and things like that that they tack on. In terms of transit, I am lucky that I don't need to own a car in order to get to work, and so this half of the month or so, I spent $20 on transit. For groceries and necessities, this is where I spent a little bit more than I expected. I spent $83.45 on my weekly grocery order for the first week of February. And then I also went and spent $70, including tip, on a haircut. Unfortunately, while where I live is really good in terms of public transit, it's not really good in terms of having cheap haircut places. And so I kind of had to balance between the both of them. In this case, I thought that the service for the haircut place was really, really nice. Although, if you were to ask me whether I would spend $70 a month on getting a haircut, I'd be a little bit off-put by that. Unfortunately, I still have to pay my hospital bills for another 2.5 years before it's all gone, but luckily no interest rates, so another $158.07 going to the medical system. Finally, this is something a little bit new because I didn't spend any of this in January, but I did start to spend some money on discretionary purchases for February. I spent $70 for some advance tickets to some event that I'm going to in March, as well as $16 on an impromptu coffee bean purchase. This totals up to $86 in total for my discretionary purchases for this month. I also expect to actually make that purchase of that pretty expensive item this month. And even though it'll push me over my budget for my discretionary purchases for the month of February, I luckily didn't spend any of it in January, so combining the two, I should be more or less fine, although it will dip into that reserve a little bit. In total, that means that I am spending $1,996.52 for this month, including the money that is being taken out from funds that I saved from the month before. Adding it all up, if you include my 401k contributions and my HSA contributions, I'm taking home $1,182.72. Of course, if you take out all of that and just look at my cash, I am in the red for $335.06. This is a little bit risky because I'm kind of relying on the fact that I have a second paycheck, but of course, I also have my emergency fund fully funded before I'm doing any of this crazy stuff like maxing out my retirement accounts this quickly. So I'm fine even if I end up getting let go or something happens for the second half of the month and I have to kind of pull the emergency brake on everything. But before I close out this video, I just want to talk about that poll that I put up on my community page a while ago talking about that $75,000 net worth And let's see whether or not I actually managed to hit that before I turn 22. So 83% of y'all said yes, and 17% of y'all said no in terms of whether or not I hit my $75,000 net worth target before 22. And let's run the numbers. For my Fidelity account, as of the closing of February 12th, I had $81,825.82. For my American Express account that I should have closed, I have $93.84 in there. In terms of debt, I had $7,087.24. In total, this gets me to a net worth the day before my birthday, really the minute or second before my birthday, of $74,832.42. Unfortunately, we were just a little bit off of my $75,000 net worth before 22 goal, but we were pretty damn close. And honestly, the past year has been really exciting in terms of watching my net worth grow as soon as I started working. And I'm really excited to see what happens to it this year now that I'm working an actual full year from beginning to end. But that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps with the channel, so thank you so much. And I'll see you all in the next video.